Hey guys, I gotta confess, last night I couldn't sleep, so I spent like 3 hours working on a dialogue system in my game. Just whipped it up with the AI, so which was quite impressive. I didn't expect it to finish majority of it in 3 hours, but I was able to. So I'm just gonna demo it. So I added this test button, and then you can see there's dialogue happening, and then you can go forward, backwards, right? And you can close the dialogue, and it has a background image and all that. So none of this script is hard-coded into the hierarchy. It's not. It's in the code. So let me just go over the code here. You can see this particular conversation that we just saw is a file of its own, and in the file you have to specify the background image, and then you can specify each individual line and what bust image you're going to use here. First parameter is the bust image, and then the actual line, and then whether it's going to happen on the left side or the right side. So that determines this left, right, like that. So yeah, so if my wife is gonna be the one working on the conversations in the game, and she can easily just come in here and specify all of this and then write the script. Now I'm gonna, in this live stream, I'm gonna be fixing some of this. I don't think this is complete because one thing, you can only specify one background image in this way, which is not ideal. We probably want to change the background image in the middle of the conversation. So as for example, like if the background image starts like this, and then after this particular line and we move on to this, the background image changes to something else, right? So you can have multiple background images. That would be more interesting instead of quite a boring, just single background. And then some minor tweaks where, I mean, this is a repeated long sentence or string that can be abstracted. So yeah, some stuff like that. So let's get to it. So I added this dialogues control script, which is like like global control script. Sorry, this is not it. Dialogues. This one. Oh yeah, it is. Init. Yeah, start dialogue. Next, previous. Who's using that? Nobody's using it. Yeah, so we can safely delete this. It doesn't mean anything. Let me just quickly test it. Oh man, last night we went on a movie theater marathon. We watched How to Train Dragon and Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, and both were really good. Yeah, so everything works great. So we spent total like 9 hours, 10 hours in the movie theater. I am just going to try to pull up my live stream chat. I didn't even do that. 1 second. Yeah. Just in case. Nobody says anything, but just in case. Yeah, so we tested that. Maybe I should just like make this bigger for people. Yeah. And then, so this is the central script that other scripts can use the method here to start the dialogue with a dialogue ID. Right, so dialogue ID is used to pinpoint which dialogue conversation to use. So if we look at dialogue ID here, currently there's only one value, tutorial blocked by wall, and this one. So the enum has to match the file name. That's how things are, the specific file is dynamically loaded. The conversation is dynamically loaded based on matching the enum key and the file name. So that's the responsibility of the dialogues, and then individual dialogue, once this whole thing is loaded, is basically this one. And here you can have next, previous, so these are the individual, an instance of this dialogue is an individual, the entire conversation. And then of course the UI dialogues show dialogue, and then you pass the object of this, the whole conversation. So I'm gonna try to work on adding, like being able to add the background image in between the lines so that my wife can know exactly at which point. Oh, sorry, I'll do that after refactoring this because it's getting too long, this part. So I'm gonna just copy here and then go like this, maybe more like this. For the bust image path, this string is repeated all the time. Can you add this prefix string in the constructor of dialog line? Okay, yep, that's exactly what I wanted. Yep, and then let me just test whether that works. Probably works. Nothing complex. Yeah, everything works. Okay, going back to here, and we're gonna say currently there's only one background image you can specify. I want to be able to specify the background image, specify multiple background images. I want to be able to write the sequence of lines, including when the background image should switch. Keep in mind, in the dialogue, we can move next and previous, so the background image should also change correctly. This one is going to be a bit tricky. So he's changing the dialogue line. And he's probably gonna okay, I see. So it's forcing us to specify background image for each individual climbing background. Okay. I would just put like a test background too. How do I I'll just ask. Let me just try to find the background, the test background image that I'm using right now in the game. Unity folder, assets, images, resources, sprites, dialogues, backgrounds. Okay, here. Create another background image, another variation of this background image. Just anything to test. The image generation always takes a while. Yeah, anyway, yesterday's movie was really fun. I highly recommend you guys to go watch How to Train Dragon live action. It's probably, I think it's better than the original animation itself, which is quite rare. You rarely see live actions actually being better than the original animation, especially with all the horrible screw-ups that Disney has done. But this particular live action was done by DreamWorks, so completely different company and much better. Wow, that is taking a long time. Okay, stop. This is like giving me exactly the same image. When I said variation, try putting in vendor stalls, like make the image drastically different, but similar vibe. Okay, I'm not gonna wait for that. While we're waiting for that, let's look at what has been done. So now each dialog line is here, and you can specify background image path for each line, and it can be null, it doesn't have to be. And then if the background image path exists, then we get it, and then we set it to current background image path. Now this is going to be a problem. It would only work if you are going next in one direction. But if you go previous, this is not gonna work, right? Because as you can see here, where is it? We only update the background image when we come across this particular line. So before this line, there was this line, and this line does not have the background image in here. So we will retain the second background image all the way through here. So it's not gonna work when you're going previous. When you're going next, it's gonna work, because by the time when we get to this line, we look at this image and we're like, oh, we have to show different background image. Sure. But, you know, so let's take a look at the, I mean, we'll test it out with the test image. It's still generating. Yeah, now it's drastically different. So yeah, I know it's not gonna work. So I'm gonna just say the new way of rendering the background image won't work. Will only work if you are going, if you are transition, if you are will only work for one direction with next. If you go to the opposite direction with previous, then it won't work. We need this to work for both directions, and first background image should be specified in the first line. The actual property, this should not be allowed to be set from external scripts. Make access modifier to be private. Yeah, okay, so it's become a lot more complex now. Okay, do we have the image? Yep. Save image. Test background 2. Okay, now we go to Unity. Something is complaining. Here, dialogues, backgrounds. Right, so we're gonna take the downloaded or ChatGPT generated test background 2. Right? Make it single. Okay. Apply. Okay, so we go back to the code, and I'm not gonna review the code, I'm just gonna test it right away. Test background 1, and then we go to test background 2, and then come back to test background 1. Okay, let's test it out. I have no idea if this is gonna work. Okay, so that's working, but if we go backwards, oh, nice. That's so nice. AI is so smart. Yeah, I'm not even gonna... Maybe I should test multiple times different scenarios. So we go here, exit, go here, exit, all the way, exit. Yep, everything is good. It's working perfectly. And then I also want this part to be prefixed. So similar to bust images, I want this prefix string to be added in the constructor of dialog line. Okay, and is there a more can you format the code to have more readable format, since the lines are getting really long? Yeah, I'm just trying to think from my wife's perspective. If she was to use this code, it might be a bit confusing. Similar to how you can pass object parameter to know which argument is for what. Can you do something similar in C#? Yeah, so this is what I want. Now, let me see here if it actually works. Yep, everything is good. I think that's it. I mean, I think we're in a really good place. right? Right. So I think that's it for the dialogues, to be honest. And then now I have to think about what to do when the battle is over. Now I need to give some rewards like experience, have the characters level up, and things like that. So in my game, you can encounter an enemy like that, and then you begin fight. Probably want the tanker to be in the front. Maybe like have him like this. Wow, he's really strong. Right, so after that, we need to, once the battle is over, and if you won the battle, then we need to make this guy disappear. Right. But if you lost the battle, then what should happen? If you lost the battle, then you have to respawn in the at the last checkpoint, I think. So that would be in town, but this is tutorial. This is the first time, so that would be the beginning of this zone. So that would be like here, right? So we're currently over here, so that would be like respawning here again. Okay, so yeah, two things. Yeah, there's quite a lot to do. That's even like before thinking about the rewards. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I like how the dialogues are right now, so I'm gonna save or check commit the changes, pending changes. Okay. Improved dialogues with multiple background images. Check in. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is when the battle ends, first of all, let's take care of the victory case because that's easier, I think. So battle.cs, I need to figure out where we detect whether a battle ends or not. Oh, here, check battle end condition. So battle.cs is like the global, like central controlling script. So this is the coding style I do. I love to have one central place that controls like a major part of the game. So for battle, everything battle related, it will be controlled by battle.cs. Check battle end conditions. And this is being used by battle controller. So this is the extension of the battle.cs, which battle.cs is more like a code class with a bunch of static methods. So it's not mono behavior. It's independent of Unity's mono behavior. But this is the part that has the mono behavior, and battle controller sits a little bit higher level than battle, and it hooks up to Unity's engine. So on every update, it actually checks battle end conditions, and then it specifies whether the battle was a victory or not, right? Okay, so if the battle was a victory, then what do? We we exit. This should not be done here. This is a mistake. Yeah, this shouldn't be done here. Because this method is only supposed to be checking whether the battle should be ending or not. Here, let me just test whether I broke the code or not. Or broke the game. Okay, so everything works. Okay, so in the case of victory, we need to remove this guy, right? And this guy was here. Okay, so we need to know the game object that we should be removing completely from the game. Okay, well, let's go to the encounter part then. Battle detection. We have to also have, let's say, we need to also have the encounter character in the game. And And when we are switching, actually, we shouldn't be switching like that. We should be what do we have here? Yeah, so let me think. This is a little bit tricky. So switching the scene to the battlefield will make us switch, like enter into the battle. So it's that, fade in, black screen, and fade out, and entering the battle. That this is what's triggering that. But once we finish the battle, we want this code to be able to have access to this game object. Okay. And then let me think. Let me think. How can we do that? We can. Okay. I think we can have this update call inside here. So I want this mono behavior script to be very thin. Layer on top of the battle class. The update method should just be calling update, calling the new method in. Okay, let's try something different. Okay, so we're keeping this very simple. Yeah, everything still works. Okay, so let me move this up. Right. So what we can do is now, when the battle is detected, we can do something like enter battle. Enter battle. And this will oh shoot, that's a mono behavior. Oh no. Why do we need to have oh, because you want to wait. Oh, okay, no, okay, I got it. Then we just need this here. String okay, and then it would help if we can also get the game object encounter character, and this can be null, and like that. And what we need to do is we need to remember this. So and then in the battle reset, do we have reset here? Yes. What is this? Consider adding a weight. What's it doing? No. Anyway, in here we need to also reset this. Yeah, like that. Okay, so Okay, so if it's a victory, result. Then we need to should we just remove it? How do you remove? In updates, how do you just remove the game encounter character game object from the scene? Destroy, I guess. Yeah. We can test it out. Okay, something went really wrong. Null reference. Object reference is not set to instance of an object. Battle detection. When we call I get the following error. Encounter ID is null. Where are we? Battle detection? Really? Oh yeah, it is null. Scene name. Encounter character. Is this one? Scene name. The name of the scene, encounter ID, okay, that's a problem.
that this outline is yeah, well, I'll have to fix that later. Still. Let's see. Scripts, battle controller. Oh yeah, tiles parent should be here. Yep. Okay, cool. Now, when the battle ends, I expect the enemy to disappear from the map. And it didn't. Why? Why this didn't take place? I don't get it. I'm not gonna run all the way, so let's move Royd to here. That is actually not being called at all. No, wait. Destroying encounter. Okay, it's null. Why? So does that mean this is null? That means this is null? I don't get it. Let's see. Yeah, it's there. So why the battle begins? Is reset being called? Oh, the reset is being called in the beginning. Oh, that's why. Dang. Because when the battle begins, we do init. And then inside init, we do the reset. That's why. I mean, what we can do is we can just exclude this out of here and then have that after destroying. We can do that. Yep. It's gone. Now the character doesn't move. Because I think when we enter the battle, we disable that here. Stop player, right? So since we disable the player control here, after the battle is over, we should start player control back again. And that, in my opinion, should be done here. I mean, does it have start player control? I don't think it does. Maybe it does, I'm not sure. All right. Resume. Namespace player could not be found. Player control. The one bad thing about AI is that AI likes to put all these null checks all the time. I don't like that. If this is null, then I just want the game to fail so I can fix it. Player controller. Okay, so I guess we're just straight up passing it from here, or can you just find the player controller from the scene? Oh, there you go. Okay. So let me see. I mean, later on, we are just simply deleting the game object of the encounter character. So that shouldn't be the case later on, because just like the game of Pokemon, once you defeat the character, like these mandatory encounters, then the fact that you defeated that character should be saved into the game, so that next time you play and load previous game, you don't even see that character anymore, or like you don't encounter that character anymore, right? So yeah, I need to code that. But I think I'll stop it here for today. How long did I stream today? Just over an hour. So yeah, I'll stop it here, and then I have to do some stuff, but then I'll continue. I'll save the fact that I've beaten that character into the disk so that I can load that later. So I'll do that in the next stream. See you. Oh, and make sure to join the Discord.